What's up, guys? And so it's Secret Wars that as like a years away from coming out in 2027, and like on top of that, we're gonna get like a whole bunch of rumors like every couple months, and like even leading up to its actual release for Secret Wars with every cameo that we're expecting, especially with like a major crossover, and even for how this is gonna wrap it all up, and so much more as well. But like today we have a breaking from an industry insider, or should I say a scooper, that the MCU may be going into a soft reboot after Secret Wars, and like even introducing a whole new different version of the MCU as well. And so that's what I'm going to do for you guys, is that we're breaking all down to talk about what this could mean for the future of the MCU, especially for its characters, even for new teams and new heroes that the MCU is going to establish after that as well. And so if you're new here and you don't like this, be sure to subscribe, click the bell, so miss out on videos of this. And so let's get into it. Where this is coming from, this is actually coming from the scooper Huey Gesson Toast, who tweeted this out, and he said that like, with the MCU that is going into a reboot after Secret Wars, it will serve as like a soft reboot, the way that James Gunn rebooted the entire DC universe after The Flash, and this will be a whole new and different version of the MCU. It will not only be the setup for the Fox universe, but for the entire MCU that we all know and love. And now, especially for what to take away from this, is that even as we take a look at the MCU as a whole, even for the Infinity Saga, it's still like 11 years of storytelling and world building with these characters, establishing the Avengers, even the original 6 Avengers, like with Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, and so much more. And like even so, at the introduce new characters in the Infinity Saga, like when they're going into the galaxy, and they all came together for Infinity War and Endgame. But like even as we're in this new phase of the MCU with Phase 4 and Phase 5, where they're introducing the newer characters and spreading themselves out too thin, and now like leading up to a Secret Wars, and we have no idea where these characters are going to next, and I have no idea where we're gonna see them next. And like even so, and I think with the Secret Wars, I think it'll be the perfect thing. And even for what he's saying here is that it will serve as like a soft reboot, this way that James Gunn did with the entire DC universe after the Flash baby, because even with the DCU started 10 years ago with Man of Steel, and ended with the Flash, but now that we have like upcoming films like such for Aquaman and Lost Kingdom, and even with this whole reboot that like James Gunn is putting into place, especially with the Superman Legacy, and with the Batman Brave and the Bold, and with the new characters that James Gunn want to establish. But like even with the MCU and how they're gonna establish a soft reboot is of course establish a new team, and even as we're getting a new X-Men team, and even with the Secret Wars that's prepared by like all of the old X-Men, and this will be a goodbye to the old X-Men team as well, because even the MCU is going to reboot, like, and it means it's gonna reset everything. And as we're in the new phase called the Mutant Saga, or whatever they're gonna call it, and even that, I think we're definitely in for a reboot. And even as we're in the multiverse saga with the MCU, that's like spread themselves out too thin by introducing newer characters, and even with these the Disney Plus shows, and so much more, and even with the timeline that it is establishing, and by the time we get to the King Dynasty and the Secret Wars, with everyone coming together to take down King, who was the main focus and the main antagonist, that like with all new teams that like they're gonna be going after it, especially with the multiverse, and even with variants of characters from other like Marvel franchises in this movie, because even with Kevin Feige in Marvel Studios that wants to make Secret Wars bigger than Endgame, and then after that it'll go into a soft reboot, and then a reset everything for the entirety of the MCU. I mean, even if we're gonna get like a whole new different MCU by the time like Secret Wars is officially released, and like a few years later, like we'll have a completely different team, or probably different Avengers team, or even introducing the newer X-Men, and even introducing these new characters, and even with the MCU that would be completely different, especially for like in like 10 or 11 years from now, and like even so like I mean I'd be pretty excited to see for what the MCU has to offer, especially if it's gonna reset everything, especially from the last couple of phases of the MCU. And yeah, no, with my final thoughts on this, and I'm pretty sure by the time that they'll get to like the next 10 years of the MCU, and even after Secret Wars, and especially with everyone coming together, and even that everyone will be having their proper send off, just like any Infinity Saga right after Endgame, where every one of our favorite characters got their send off, even for Iron Man, Black Widow, and Captain America as well, and like even something I'm pretty excited to see what the MCU has to offer, especially in this reboot that they're planning after Secret Wars, what they're planning to introduce, and they're planning introducing new characters and new heroes and so much more. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But like this is just the beginning of what they have to offer as well. And so that is going to be it for the video. Let me know guys' thoughts in the comments below. What your thoughts on the MCU going into a full reboot after Secret Wars, and what would you like to see from it? Let me know in the comments below. And give this video a like and subscribe to the notification about future videos, and also follow my social, which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.